This really goes back to the turn of the century. This is a bed for a double track. Hi, this is Jess with the Regeneration Station. And you know, there's a lot of things in life that kind of tick you off. That's the best way to describe it. You buy a place, you look at it and stare at it. You find things that just wonder, why the heck did that happen? I'm going to show you one. This cut is a prime example of what the heck went on here. I've stared at this since we bought the place and never really quite figured out what was going on. I really thought that they robbed the dirt here to put it there, to put that little old cruddy barn on. And that's really kind of what I've stuck with for a long time. And it wasn't only until recently that I figured out that that's a whole different deal. This place is rich in mining history, and we really didn't know everything about it when we bought it. We didn't really know nothing compared to what we know now. But now looking at things and looking at old aerial photos and old maps and different layouts of stuff, this really goes back to the turn of the century. This is a bed for a double track that went off into that field there, which we just recently broke out this year. That's got replant corn in it right now with another screw up of ours. The corn that hasn't fully died yet that we replanted into. But when it comes to screw ups like this, and you're talking about fixing them, regenerating properties, and trying to come up with a good solution to make it better, it's always kind of nice to come up with the history, even come up with the history before you cuss the guy that did it, or the guy you thought did it. That's what I was always doing here. But once we found out that was a railroad track, it kind of made sense. It kind of gave us a new perspective. And what this track did is it went all the way underground. And out there, that kind of the dark spot used to be the mine entrance to go underground. That was all undermined about 40 foot. And that was all done early 1900s. And so that's kind of a long time ago when you go thinking back about that there was men early 1900s coming to work every day, going underground and digging coal, bringing it back out. This hill was actually a tipple site. We found the railroad tracks that come up to it. And it's kind of been cleaned up. There was a big giant gob pile, and in 1986 the DNR cleaned that gob pile up. Supposedly had some bad stuff in it, and that was all fixed. And on the other side of this, there's a little pond we call the Bass Pond that used to be the wash site, and it's been kind of relocated, so it's not necessarily the wash pond like it was back then, but it's still close. And when you start looking at history like that and start thinking about things, and it just puts you into a whole different perspective. So I'd like for you to think about it on your own properties, that when you come across something that you really want to cuss someone, or you really want to just tell them, think, what the heck did they do that for? Why would you steal dirt from that spot there to move it right there to put an old barn on? Just a barn like that. That big a pad, especially for that small of a barn. So just stop and think about things and put yourself back in the guy's shoes and try to remember what went on there. I mean, this ground has been here for at least 6,000 years. That's kind of the Bible timeline. And, a lot of things have changed over those years. I mean, one guy plants a crop and the other guy plants it back to grass. One guy puts in a fence, one guy tears out a fence. The land's constantly changing. But one thing we hope to do is that by working on this ground and changing it back from the way it was left, hopefully you'll find our journey to be interesting, and hopefully you'll find that there's some things you can use on your own place. So, like I said, before you cuss the guy before you, maybe stop and think about the history a little bit and appreciate what happened and what toils went on to make that place your place. And just remember, not everything's perfect. It's a lot like my corn that didn't die with the liberty that we thought it should have. So everyone just enjoy yourself and be kind to one another and continue to take care of God's land the way he intended us to do. We'll talk to y'all next time.